the age of information, critical thinking is not just an advantage, it's a necessity. Critical Insights, Master Critical Thinking. The book was written and published by Mindset Audiobook.
Introduction: The Power of Critical Thinking. In the spring of 2018, a prominent technology company faced a pivotal decision that would shape its future. The leadership team gathered for a crucial meeting to decide whether to invest billions in a new artificial intelligence project that promised to revolutionize their product line. As the executives debated, one young analyst, Sarah, presented data that contradicted the prevailing optimism. Using critical thinking, she dissected the potential risks, analyzed market trends, and raised ethical concerns surrounding data privacy. Her analysis was not only thorough but also grounded in a well-articulated understanding of the ethical dimensions of technology. Rather than simply accepting the prevailing narrative, Sarah's critical thinking sparked a robust discussion that led the team to reconsider their initial plans. Ultimately, they decided to take a more cautious approach, opting to invest in smaller pilot projects instead. This decision not only saved the company from a potential financial disaster, but also reinforced a culture of critical thinking that would prove invaluable in the years to come. Despite the undeniable importance of critical thinking, research shows that many individuals struggle to apply these essential skills in their personal and professional lives. A survey conducted by the Foundation for Critical Thinking found that a staggering 85% of respondents reported feeling unprepared to engage in complex decision-making. This lack of preparedness is concerning. It often leads to poor decision-making, misunderstandings, and missed opportunities. In our fast-paced, information-saturated world, individuals face an overwhelming amount of data every day. The ability to discern credible information from misleading or biased sources is more crucial than ever. When individuals lack critical thinking skills, they are more susceptible to manipulation, whether through social media, advertising, or even in interpersonal relationships. The consequences can be profound, leading to flawed decisions in areas such as finance, healthcare, and governance. The failure to cultivate critical thinking skills in ourselves and others undermines our ability to navigate life's complexities effectively. By the end of this audiobook, you will be equipped to challenge assumptions, identify cognitive biases, and apply critical thinking techniques in various aspects of your life. Imagine being able to approach any problem, be it personal, academic, or professional, with confidence and clarity. Picture yourself making decisions based on well-reasoned analysis rather than emotional reactions or societal pressures. This transformation is possible through the dedicated practice of critical thinking skills, which we will explore throughout this audiobook. In the following chapters, we will delve into the core principles and techniques of critical thinking. Here is a brief overview of what to expect. Chapter 1. Understanding critical thinking. We will define critical thinking and explore its importance in today's world. You will learn about the essential components that constitute effective critical thinking. Chapter 2. The CI technique. This chapter introduces the CI method, a powerful tool to clarify your thinking and communicate your ideas effectively. You will practice applying this technique to everyday scenarios. Chapter 3. Socratic questioning. Here, we will delve into the art of asking the right questions. By employing Socratic questioning, you will learn how to challenge assumptions and engage in deeper, more meaningful discussions. Chapter 4. Overcoming cognitive biases. This chapter will highlight common cognitive biases that hinder clear thinking. We will discuss strategies for recognizing and overcoming these biases in decision-making. Chapter 5. Evaluating arguments. You will learn how to assess the strength of arguments by applying universal intellectual standards. This chapter will enhance your ability to distinguish between sound reasoning and flawed logic. Chapter 6. Practical applications of critical thinking. Finally, we will explore how to apply critical thinking skills in various contexts, from personal decision-making to professional challenges. You will be encouraged to reflect on your thinking processes and identify areas for improvement. Chapter 1. Understanding critical thinking. Imagine a bright, sunny morning in a small town. The local community is buzzing with excitement as people gather at the annual festival. Stalls line the streets, and laughter fills the air. In the center of it all, a large stage is set for a talent show. The atmosphere is electric as the townspeople eagerly await the performances. Among the participants is a young girl named Lily, who has been practicing her song for weeks. However, just before her performance, she overhears two friends discussing the competition. They mention that the judges tend to favor showy performances rather than heartfelt ones. Doubt creeps into her mind. Should she change her song to something more dramatic? As the time for her performance draws near, Lily makes a quick decision. Instead of trusting her instincts and performing the song she knows by heart, she decides to choose a new, unfamiliar piece that she believes might impress the judges. Unfortunately, during her performance, she struggles to remember the lyrics and misses key notes. The audience is polite, but it is clear that her performance lacks the emotional connection she had intended to share. After the show, as Lily walks away with disappointment, she overhears the judges discussing her original song. They had been looking for authenticity and a genuine connection. If only she had trusted her preparation and critical thinking skills to evaluate the situation clearly, she might have succeeded. This scenario illustrates the hidden truth about critical thinking. It is not merely about analyzing facts and figures. It is also about trusting oneself and making decisions based on thoughtful evaluation. In Lily's case, the lack of critical thinking led to a missed opportunity and a disappointing outcome. This story serves as a reminder of how vital critical thinking is in our daily lives, influencing the decisions we make and the paths we choose. Imagine a bright, sunny morning in a small town. The local community is buzzing with excitement as people gather at the annual festival. Stalls line the streets, and laughter fills the air. In the center of it all, a large stage is set for a talent show. The atmosphere is electric as the townspeople eagerly await the performances. Among the participants is a young girl named Lily, who has been practicing her song for weeks. However, just before her performance, she overhears two friends discussing the competition. They mention that the judges tend to favor showy performances rather than heartfelt ones. Doubt creeps into her mind. Should she change her song to something more dramatic? As the time for her performance draws near, Lily makes a quick decision. Instead of trusting her instincts and performing the song she knows by heart, she decides to choose a new, unfamiliar piece that she believes might impress the judges. Unfortunately, during her performance, she struggles to remember the lyrics and misses key notes. The audience is polite, but it is clear that her performance lacks the emotional connection she had intended to share. After the show, as Lily walks away with disappointment, she overhears the judges discussing her original song. They had been looking for authenticity and a genuine connection. If only she had trusted her preparation and critical thinking skills to evaluate the situation clearly, she might have succeeded. This scenario illustrates the hidden truth about critical thinking. It is not merely about analyzing facts and figures. It is also about trusting oneself and making decisions based on thoughtful evaluation. In Lily's case, the lack of critical thinking led to a missed opportunity and a disappointing outcome. This story serves as a reminder of how vital critical thinking is in our daily lives, influencing the decisions we make and the paths we choose. To enhance our critical thinking skills, we can use practical tools that help us clarify our thoughts. One effective method is the CI technique, which stands for state, elaborate, exemplify, and illustrate. This approach allows us to break down our ideas systematically. First, state your idea clearly and concisely. For instance, if you want to argue that exercise improves mental health, state that clearly. Next, elaborate on your idea by explaining why it is true. You might say that exercise increases endorphins, which are chemicals in the brain that help reduce stress and improve mood. Then, exemplify your idea by providing specific examples. You could mention studies showing that regular physical activity leads to lower rates of anxiety and depression. Finally, illustrate your idea with a visual or a metaphor. For example, you could compare the effects of exercise on mental health to a light switch turning on. Once you start moving, your mood can instantly brighten. Using the CI technique not only helps clarify your own thoughts, but also enhances your ability to communicate them to others. It encourages a more structured approach to reasoning and makes it easier to engage in discussions and debates. The implications of critical thinking extend far beyond academic success. They touch every aspect of our lives. By applying critical thinking skills, we can make better decisions regarding our health, finances, and relationships. For example, when faced with a medical decision, a critical thinker would evaluate different treatment options, consider potential risks and benefits, and seek out reputable sources of information. This careful approach can lead to choices that positively impact our well-being. Moreover, critical thinking can help us navigate conflicts in our personal relationships. When disagreements arise, rather than reacting emotionally, we can analyze the situation critically, considering each person's perspective. This leads to more constructive conversations and solutions that respect everyone's feelings. In conclusion, developing our critical thinking skills requires practical tools like the CI technique, which can enhance our reasoning abilities. By applying these skills, we empower ourselves to make informed decisions in all areas of life. In the next chapter, we will delve deeper into critical thinking techniques, focusing on Socratic questioning. This method will help us further develop our ability to analyze and evaluate information critically. Chapter 2. The CI technique. Understanding complex ideas can often feel overwhelming. One effective way to simplify our thinking is through the CI technique. This method consists of 4 simple steps: state, elaborate, exemplify, and illustrate. By using this technique, we can enhance our understanding of concepts and improve our ability to communicate them to others. The first step, state, involves clearly defining the idea or concept. This means putting it into simple words that anyone can understand. For example, if we wanted to explain what a healthy diet is, we might say, a healthy diet includes a variety of foods that provide the nutrients our bodies need. This straightforward statement gives a clear idea of what we are discussing. Next is the elaborate step. In this part, we provide additional information to clarify our statement. This can include explaining why the idea is important or how it works. Continuing with the diet example, we might elaborate by saying, eating a balanced diet helps maintain a healthy weight and reduces the risk of chronic diseases. This additional context helps others see the relevance of the idea. The third step, exemplify, involves giving specific examples that illustrate the concept. Examples help to make abstract ideas more concrete. For instance, we could say, a healthy diet might include fruits like apples and oranges, vegetables like broccoli and spinach, whole grains like brown rice, and lean proteins like chicken and beans. By providing these specific examples, we allow others to visualize what a healthy diet looks like in practice. Finally, we move to the illustrate step. Here, we can use visual aids, analogies, or stories to reinforce our idea. For instance, we might illustrate our concept of a healthy diet by comparing it to a car needing the right fuel to run efficiently. Just as a car runs better on high-quality fuel, our bodies function optimally when we provide them with nutritious foods. The CI technique is beneficial for many reasons. First, it encourages deeper thinking about the ideas we encounter. By breaking down complex concepts into manageable parts, we can engage with them more thoughtfully. This technique also promotes clearer communication. When we explain our ideas using CI, we are more likely to be understood by others. This clarity is essential in both personal and professional settings, where miscommunication can lead to misunderstandings or conflicts. Research supports the effectiveness of the CI technique. Studies show that students who use this method tend to perform better in understanding and retaining information. For instance, a group of students who applied the CI technique to study for exams reported feeling more confident in their ability to explain what they had learned. This approach not only helped them grasp the material but also improved their communication skills when discussing it with peers. Applying the CI technique does not have to be limited to academic settings. It can be useful in everyday life as well. For example, when trying to explain a new idea at work, using the CI steps can help ensure that your colleagues understand your message clearly. By taking the time to state, elaborate, exemplify, and illustrate, you create a common understanding that fosters collaboration and creativity. In addition to enhancing communication, the CI technique can also lead to better decision-making. When we break down a problem using this method, we can analyze each part more thoroughly. This detailed analysis allows us to weigh the pros and cons of different options, leading to more informed choices. For example, if you are deciding whether to start a new project at work, Using CI can help you clarify the project's goals, elaborate on its importance, provide examples of similar successful projects, and illustrate potential challenges. Overall, the CI technique serves as a powerful tool for clarifying complex ideas. By using the steps of state, elaborate, exemplify, and illustrate, we can improve our understanding and communication skills. This technique not only benefits our personal and professional lives, but also enhances our critical thinking abilities. As we continue our exploration of critical thinking, we will look deeper into Socratic questioning in the next chapter, a method that further enriches our analytical skills and leads to profound insights. Have you ever found yourself struggling to explain a complex idea? Perhaps you were trying to describe a new project at work or share a thought during a discussion. You may have noticed how easy it is to get lost in technical language or too many details. This can make it hard for others to understand your point of view. So, how can we clarify our thinking in just 4 steps? The answer lies in the CI technique, a powerful tool that helps us simplify complex ideas and communicate them clearly. By using CI, we can state our ideas, elaborate on them, provide examples, and illustrate them with relatable concepts. This method allows us to organize our thoughts and present them in a way that is easy for others to grasp. Imagine you need to explain why teamwork is important. Instead of listing vague points, you can use the CI technique to present your ideas clearly. You can state that teamwork fosters creativity. Then, elaborate by explaining how different perspectives can lead to better solutions. Next, exemplify with a story about a successful team project. Finally, illustrate your point with a metaphor, comparing teamwork to a well-conducted orchestra, where each musician contributes to the overall harmony. Using the CI technique not only helps us express our ideas better, but also encourages deeper understanding and engagement in conversations. By breaking down complex topics into clear and manageable parts, we can enhance our ability to communicate effectively and connect with others. Now that we understand the CI technique, let's explore how to apply it in our everyday lives. This section will provide you with a step-by-step guide on using CI for a personal project. By following this approach, you will enhance your understanding and improve your ability to communicate ideas clearly. To start, choose a personal project you are currently working on or one you wish to initiate. This could be anything from planning a vacation to organizing a community event or even developing a new hobby. Once you have selected your project, you can begin applying the CI technique by following these steps. The first step is to state your main idea clearly. Write down a simple statement that captures the essence of your project. For example, if your project is about planning a vacation, you might state, "I want to organize a family trip to the beach." This clear statement sets the stage for the rest of the process. It serves as a foundation that will help you build upon your initial thought and clarify your intentions. Next, move on to the elaborate step. Here, you will provide additional context to explain why this project is important and how you plan to approach it. Continuing with our vacation example, you might elaborate by saying, "This trip will give my family a chance to relax and bond. I plan to research family-friendly beaches and accommodations to ensure everyone has a great time." This elaboration gives depth to your initial statement and highlights the significance of your project, making it more relatable and meaningful. Now it is time to exemplify your project. In this step, you will list specific activities or components related to your vacation. For example, you could say, "I will look for beaches that have amenities like lifeguards, picnic areas, and playgrounds for the kids. I will also explore options for affordable accommodations, such as vacation rentals or family-friendly hotels." Providing concrete examples helps to clarify your project and makes it more tangible. This can inspire creativity and motivate you to take action toward your goals. Finally, you will illustrate your project using visuals or analogies. This could involve creating a simple chart of your planned activities or drawing a map of the area you intend to visit. Alternatively, you could illustrate by comparing your vacation to a treasure hunt, where the goal is to discover new experiences and create lasting memories. This metaphor not only captures the essence of your project, but also adds an element of excitement. Visuals can make your ideas more compelling and engaging for those who may be involved or interested in your plans. Once you have gone through all 4 steps of the CI technique, take a moment to reflect on what you have created. You now have a clearer understanding of your project, which can help you communicate your ideas to others. If you share your project with family members or friends, you can present it using the CI framework. This will make it easier for them to grasp your vision and contribute ideas or suggestions. Engaging others can also provide valuable feedback that enhances your project even further. The benefits of using the CI technique extend beyond just individual projects. In everyday life, clearer communication leads to better relationships. When we express our thoughts clearly, others can understand our needs and intentions more effectively. This clarity fosters open dialogue and reduces misunderstandings. Whether in personal conversations or professional meetings, using CI can enhance the quality of communication and lead to more productive interactions. Additionally, applying the CI technique can support better decision-making. By clarifying our thoughts about a particular situation, we become more aware of the implications of our choices. For instance, if you are considering making a significant purchase, you can use the CI technique to analyze the decision. Start by stating what you want to buy, elaborate on why you need it, provide examples of similar products, and illustrate the potential impact on your finances. This structured approach enables you to weigh the pros and cons more effectively, leading to informed decisions. To illustrate the broader implications of the CI technique, let's consider its application in a workplace setting. Imagine you are tasked with presenting a new marketing strategy to your team. Using the CI technique, you could start by stating the main goal of your strategy. Next, elaborate on the reasons behind your approach, exemplify the tactics you plan to implement, and illustrate the expected outcomes with data or case studies. By using CI, you not only clarify your strategy but also engage your team members, making them feel more involved and invested in the project. In summary, the CI technique is a valuable tool that enhances understanding and communication. By practicing this technique in personal projects, everyday conversations, and professional situations, you can become a more effective communicator and critical thinker. This clarity in thinking leads to better relationships and more informed decision-making. As we move forward in this book, we will delve into the concept of Socratic questioning. This method will provide us with even deeper insights into critical thinking, helping us explore ideas in a way that challenges our assumptions and expands our understanding. Chapter 3. Socratic questioning. Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, is famous for his method of questioning, which encourages people to think more deeply about their beliefs and assumptions. This method is now known as Socratic questioning. It involves asking a series of questions that challenge the status quo, encouraging individuals to examine their thoughts and the reasons behind them. In this section, we will uncover the hidden truths that can be revealed through this powerful technique. When we encounter new ideas or opinions, we often hold on to our existing beliefs without questioning them. We may accept things as they are, believing that we have a solid understanding of the world. However, these assumptions can limit our perspective and prevent us from seeing things in a new light. Socratic questioning invites us to challenge our beliefs and explore different viewpoints. To illustrate this, consider a common belief. The best way to learn is through traditional classroom education. While this might hold true for some, questioning this belief opens up a range of possibilities. What if we ask, are there other ways to learn that might be more effective? This simple question leads us to consider alternative learning methods, such as online courses, apprenticeships, or experiential learning. By challenging our assumptions, we create room for new ideas and insights. Socratic questioning can help us identify the assumptions we often take for granted. When we ask ourselves questions like, why do I believe this? Or what evidence do I have to support my view? We begin to uncover the underlying thoughts that shape our opinions. This process is essential for developing critical thinking skills, as it encourages us to analyze our beliefs and consider whether they are valid or based on outdated information. One key aspect of Socratic questioning is its focus on clarity. When we seek to understand something, we should strive for precision in our thoughts and language. This is where asking questions becomes crucial. For example, if someone claims, "This product is the best on the market," a Socratic approach would lead us to ask, "What criteria are you using to define best?" This question prompts the speaker to clarify their statement, allowing for a deeper discussion about the product's features and value. clarity not only helps us understand each other better, but also enhances our decision-making process. Research has shown that engaging in Socratic questioning can lead to significant breakthroughs in understanding complex issues. In educational settings, students who are encouraged to ask questions about the material tend to develop a more profound understanding of the subject. They learn to think critically and analyze information instead of simply memorizing facts. This approach can be applied in various contexts, including workplaces and personal relationships, fostering an environment where open dialogue and exploration of ideas thrive. Let's examine a few case studies that illustrate the impact of Socratic questioning. In one instance, a group of high school students was struggling to grasp a challenging math concept. The teacher implemented Socratic questioning by asking students to explain their reasoning for each step of the problem-solving process. As students articulated their thoughts, they began to identify gaps in their understanding. This led to meaningful discussions that clarified the concepts, allowing them to solve problems with greater confidence. Through questioning, students learned not only the math content but also the importance of articulating their thought processes. In another case, a team in a corporate setting faced a challenge in meeting their project deadline. Rather than immediately seeking solutions, the team leader encouraged members to ask questions about the root causes of the delay. This questioning process revealed underlying issues, such as miscommunication and lack of resources. By addressing these concerns, the team could devise a more effective plan, ultimately leading to project success. This example shows how Socratic questioning can enhance problem-solving by encouraging collaboration and open communication. In our personal lives, practicing Socratic questioning can foster deeper relationships. When engaging in conversations with friends or family, we can use questions to understand their perspectives better. For instance, instead of responding with agreement or disagreement, we might ask, "What led you to that conclusion?" Or, "How do you feel about that?" These questions invite others to share their thoughts and experiences, enriching our understanding of their beliefs and emotions. As we practice this technique, we create a safe space for dialogue, encouraging openness and trust. At the heart of Socratic questioning lies the idea that our beliefs are often based on assumptions we may not even realize we hold. These assumptions can shape our thoughts, decisions, and actions in ways we do not fully understand. By questioning these beliefs, we can uncover hidden biases and expand our thinking. This process is crucial for developing a more nuanced perspective on any topic. One important aspect of Socratic questioning is that it encourages us to be curious. When we approach discussions with a sense of curiosity, we open ourselves to new ideas and possibilities. This curiosity is what drives us to ask questions that challenge the status quo. For example, if we hear someone say, "I don't like that type of music," a curious response might be, "What specifically don't you like about it?" This question prompts the person to think more deeply about their opinion, which can lead to a richer conversation. Moreover, Socratic questioning is not just about asking questions. It is also about listening. Effective questioning requires active listening to understand the responses fully. When we listen attentively, we can formulate follow-up questions that delve deeper into the topic. This back-and-forth exchange creates an environment where ideas can be explored and expanded upon, leading to deeper understanding and collaboration. Research has demonstrated the effectiveness of Socratic questioning in various settings, particularly in education. Studies have shown that students who engage in Socratic questioning develop stronger critical thinking skills and are better able to articulate their thoughts. For instance, a study conducted in a college classroom revealed that students who participated in discussions guided by Socratic questioning performed better on assessments than those who did not. This finding underscores the value of encouraging students to question their understanding actively. In addition to education, Socratic questioning can have significant implications in the workplace. When teams face challenges, leaders who promote a culture of questioning can facilitate more effective problem solving. For example, instead of simply directing a team to execute a plan, a manager might ask, "What potential obstacles do we face?" Or, "What assumptions are we making about this project?" These questions encourage team members to think critically about their approach and can lead to innovative solutions. In personal relationships, Socratic questioning fosters deeper connections. By asking questions that invite reflection, we can better understand the feelings and motivations of those around us. For instance, in a conversation with a friend who is upset, instead of offering advice immediately, we might ask, "What specifically is bothering you?" This question allows the friend to express their feelings fully and encourages a more meaningful dialogue. By practicing this technique, we enhance our relationships and create an atmosphere of trust and openness. To further illustrate the importance of Socratic questioning, consider a case study involving a community organization aiming to address local issues. The group held a series of meetings to discuss community needs. Instead of jumping straight to solutions, the facilitator employed Socratic questioning to guide the discussion. By asking questions like, "What underlying problems contribute to this issue?" and "How do different community members perceive this situation?" the group uncovered insights that led to more targeted and effective action plans. This example highlights how Socratic questioning can lead to deeper understanding and more effective problem-solving in real-world scenarios. As we explore Socratic questioning, it is essential to recognize that it is not merely a technique but a mindset. Embracing a questioning mindset encourages us to remain open to new ideas and perspectives. It empowers us to challenge our assumptions and to view the world with a sense of wonder and inquiry. This approach not only enhances our critical thinking skills, but also enriches our lives by fostering continuous learning and growth. At the heart of Socratic questioning lies the idea that our beliefs are often based on assumptions we may not even realize we hold. These assumptions can shape our thoughts, decisions, and actions in ways we do not fully understand. By questioning these beliefs, we can uncover hidden biases and expand our thinking. This process is crucial for developing a more nuanced perspective on any topic. One important aspect of Socratic questioning is that it encourages us to be curious. When we approach discussions with a sense of curiosity, we open ourselves to new ideas and possibilities. This curiosity is what drives us to ask questions that challenge the status quo. For example, if we hear someone say, "I don't like that type of music," a curious response might be, "What specifically don't you like about it?" This question prompts the person to think more deeply about their opinion, which can lead to a richer conversation. Moreover, Socratic questioning is not just about asking questions. It is also about listening. Effective questioning requires active listening to understand the responses fully. When we listen attentively, we can formulate follow-up questions that delve deeper into the topic. This back-and-forth exchange creates an environment where ideas can be explored and expanded upon, leading to deeper understanding and collaboration. Research has demonstrated the effectiveness of Socratic questioning in various settings, particularly in education. Studies have shown that students who engage in Socratic questioning develop stronger critical thinking skills and are better able to articulate their thoughts. For instance, a study conducted in a college classroom revealed that students who participated in discussions guided by Socratic questioning performed better on assessments than those who did not. This finding underscores the value of encouraging students to question their understanding actively. In addition to education, Socratic questioning can have significant implications in the workplace. When teams face challenges, leaders who promote a culture of questioning can facilitate more effective problem-solving. For example, instead of simply directing a team to execute a plan, a manager might ask, "What potential obstacles do we face?" or "What assumptions are we making about this project?" These questions encourage team members to think critically about their approach and can lead to innovative solutions. In personal relationships, Socratic questioning fosters deeper connections. By asking questions that invite reflection, we can better understand the feelings and motivations of those around us. For instance, in a conversation with a friend who is upset, instead of offering advice immediately, we might ask, "What specifically is bothering you?" This question allows the friend to express their feelings fully and encourages a more meaningful dialogue. By practicing this technique, we enhance our relationships and create an atmosphere of trust and openness. To further illustrate the importance of Socratic questioning, consider a case study involving a community organization aiming to address local issues. The group held a series of meetings to discuss community needs. Instead of jumping straight to solutions, the facilitator employed Socratic questioning to guide the discussion. By asking questions like, "What underlying problems contribute to this issue?" and "How do different community members perceive this situation?" The group uncovered insights that led to more targeted and effective action plans. This example highlights how Socratic questioning can lead to deeper understanding and more effective problem-solving in real-world scenarios. As we explore Socratic questioning, it is essential to recognize that it is not merely a technique but a mindset. Embracing a questioning mindset encourages us to remain open to new ideas and perspectives. It empowers us to challenge our assumptions and to view the world with a sense of wonder and inquiry. This approach not only enhances our critical thinking skills, but also enriches our lives by fostering continuous learning and growth. Chapter 4. Elements of Thought Framework. Imagine you are at a family gathering, and everyone is discussing their favorite vacation spots. As the conversation flows, a cousin mentions a trip to a remote island where the locals believe in a spirit that protects the waters. Intrigued, you listen as they share stories about how the islanders conduct rituals before fishing, believing that these practices ensure a successful catch and keep them safe. Initially, you might think this is just a quirky tradition, something that has no place in the real world. However, as your cousin explains further, you begin to see the underlying wisdom in these rituals. The islanders respect their environment and understand the delicate balance of nature. They recognize that overfishing could lead to disaster, not only for the fish but for their community as well. Through this bizarre yet enlightening story, you start to realize that what seemed like an odd belief system is actually a profound understanding of sustainability and respect for the natural world. This change in perception illustrates the power of analysis and questioning. By digging deeper into the practices of the islanders, you have uncovered insights that challenge your initial assumptions and expand your worldview. This experience exemplifies how we can apply the elements of thought framework to our thinking. Just like the islanders' rituals, our thought processes are shaped by various elements. By recognizing and analyzing these components, we can enhance our understanding and make more informed decisions. Now, let's explore the elements of thought framework in more detail. This framework provides a structured way to break down our thinking into its core components. It consists of 8 elements: purpose, question, information, inference, assumption, implication, point of view, and concepts. Understanding these elements helps us become more aware of how we think and the factors that influence our reasoning. The first element, purpose, refers to the goal of our thinking. Why are we thinking about a particular issue? What do we hope to achieve? Identifying the purpose of our thought process sets the direction for our analysis. Next is the question. This element involves clarifying the specific issue we are addressing. What question are we trying to answer? Formulating clear and focused questions guides our inquiry and helps us stay on track. The third element is information. This includes the facts, data, and evidence we use to support our thinking. Evaluating the quality and relevance of the information we gather is crucial in ensuring that our conclusions are based on solid ground. Inference refers to the conclusions we draw from the information we have. How do we interpret the data? Are our inferences logical and justified? This element encourages us to think critically about the connections we make. Assumption is another essential element. These are the beliefs we hold to be true without question. Recognizing our assumptions helps us identify potential biases and gaps in our reasoning. Next, we have implications. This element involves considering the consequences of our thoughts and actions. What happens if we follow a particular line of reasoning? Understanding the implications of our thinking allows us to weigh the pros and cons of our decisions. Point of view refers to the perspective we adopt in our thinking. Whose perspective are we considering? Are we open to other viewpoints? This element encourages us to explore different angles and broaden our understanding. Finally, concepts are the ideas or theories that underpin our thinking. What underlying concepts shape our understanding of a particular issue? Examining these concepts helps us clarify our thinking and identify areas for further exploration. Research has shown that using the elements of thought framework can significantly improve problem-solving skills. Studies have demonstrated that individuals who employ this structured approach are better equipped to analyze complex situations and develop effective solutions. By breaking down their thought processes into manageable components, they can identify weaknesses and strengthen their reasoning. To break down our thought processes effectively, we must first understand the core components of the elements of thought framework. This framework serves as a valuable tool for analyzing and improving our reasoning. Each element plays a critical role in shaping how we think and make decisions. The first element, purpose, is essential in guiding our thinking. It refers to the specific goal we aim to achieve through our thought process. Understanding the purpose behind our thoughts enables us to focus our analysis and stay aligned with our objectives. For example, if you are trying to solve a problem at work, your purpose may be to find a solution that improves efficiency. Clearly defining this purpose allows you to evaluate your options more effectively. The second element, the question, is equally important. This element involves formulating the main question that we want to answer. A well-defined question helps clarify our thinking and directs our inquiry. For instance, if your purpose is to improve efficiency at work, your question might be, what processes can we streamline to save time and resources? This focused question guides your research and analysis, leading to more meaningful insights. Information is the third element of the framework. This encompasses the facts, data, and evidence that we gather to support our thinking. It is crucial to assess the quality and relevance of the information we collect. Are the sources reliable? Is the data up to date? Evaluating information critically ensures that our conclusions are based on solid evidence, enhancing the credibility of our reasoning. The fourth element, inference, refers to the conclusions we draw from the information we have gathered. When we analyze data, we must ensure that our inferences are logical and justified. For example, if your research shows that a particular process is inefficient, you might infer that changes are needed to improve productivity. This step requires careful consideration to avoid jumping to conclusions based on incomplete information. Assumption, the fifth element, involves recognizing the beliefs we hold without questioning. These assumptions can significantly influence our thought processes. For instance, you might assume that all team members are on board with a proposed change. Challenging these assumptions is essential, as they can lead to blind spots in our reasoning. By identifying and questioning our assumptions, we can develop a more accurate understanding of the situation. Implications, the sixth element, focus on the consequences of our thoughts and actions. When we make decisions, we must consider what will happen as a result. For example, if you decide to implement a new strategy, what implications does this have for your team and the organization as a whole? Understanding the potential outcomes of our reasoning allows us to weigh the pros and cons before making decisions. The seventh element, point of view, encourages us to consider different perspectives in our thinking. Whose viewpoint are we adopting? Are we open to alternative opinions? By exploring diverse perspectives, we can enrich our understanding and foster more inclusive decision-making. For instance, seeking feedback from team members with varying experiences can lead to innovative solutions and avoid groupthink. Finally, the eighth element, concepts, refers to the underlying ideas or theories that inform our thinking. What concepts shape our understanding of the issue at hand? By examining these concepts, we can clarify our reasoning and identify areas for further exploration. For example, if you are analyzing a business problem, understanding concepts like market trends and customer behavior can provide valuable insights. Research has shown that using the elements of thought framework can lead to significant improvements in problem-solving and critical thinking skills. Studies indicate that individuals who adopt this structured approach are better equipped to analyze complex situations, make informed decisions, and develop effective solutions. By breaking down their thought processes into manageable components, they can identify weaknesses in their reasoning and enhance their analytical abilities. For instance, one study examined how students who employed the elements of thought framework in their coursework performed better than those who did not. The structured approach enabled students to organize their thoughts, leading to deeper understanding and more effective problem-solving strategies. This research underscores the framework's potential to enhance critical thinking across various contexts, from education to professional settings. The elements of thought framework provides a comprehensive method for analyzing and improving our thinking. By recognizing and understanding the 8 elements, purpose, question, information, inference, assumption, implication, point of view, and concepts, we can enhance our reasoning skills and make better informed decisions. This structured approach not only clarifies our thinking but also empowers us to tackle complex problems with confidence. Applying the elements of thought framework in your daily life can significantly enhance your critical thinking skills and problem-solving abilities. Here are practical exercises designed to help you analyze current challenges effectively and develop a structured approach to your thinking, along with real-life examples to illustrate each step. Begin by identifying a specific challenge or problem you are facing. This could be anything from a work-related issue to a personal decision you need to make. Write down the challenge clearly and concisely. For instance, let's say you are struggling with time management at work. Your challenge statement could be, "I need to find a way to manage my time better to meet project deadlines." Real-life example. Sarah, a marketing manager, found herself overwhelmed with numerous projects and looming deadlines. Her challenge was clear. "I need to manage my time better to meet project deadlines." Next, define the purpose of your inquiry. Ask yourself why it is important to address this challenge. What do you hope to achieve? Writing down your purpose will help you focus your analysis. In our time management example, your purpose might be to improve my productivity and reduce stress associated with missed deadlines. For Sarah, the purpose was crucial. She wrote, "To enhance my productivity and lower my stress levels, allowing for a better work-life balance." Once you have a clear purpose, formulate the main question you want to answer. This question should guide your thinking and analysis. For the time management challenge, you might ask, "What strategies can I implement to manage my time more effectively?" This question will direct your inquiry and help you stay on track. Sarah asked herself, "What specific time management techniques can help me stay organized and meet my deadlines?" Now it's time to gather information related to your challenge. Look for relevant data, research, and evidence that can inform your understanding. This may involve reading articles, seeking advice from colleagues, or analyzing your past experiences. Be sure to evaluate the quality of the information you collect. For example, when researching time management strategies, look for reputable sources that provide practical tips. Sarah conducted a survey among her colleagues to discover how they managed their time effectively. She also read several articles on popular time management techniques, such as the Pomodoro technique and time blocking. After gathering information, it's crucial to draw inferences based on the data. What conclusions can you make from the evidence you have collected? For instance, if you discover that using a calendar system can improve time management, you might infer that implementing this tool will help you stay organized and on schedule. Sarah inferred that using a digital calendar to block her time into focused work sessions could help her manage her tasks better and reduce procrastination. Next, reflect on any assumptions you may have about your challenge. What beliefs do you hold that could be influencing your thinking? In the context of time management, you might assume that you do not have enough time in the day to complete all your tasks. Challenging this assumption can open new avenues for solutions. Ask yourself, are there tasks I can delegate or eliminate to free up time? Sarah realized she had been assuming that she had to handle all tasks alone. By challenging this assumption, she began to delegate simpler tasks to her team members, allowing her to focus on higher priority projects. Consider the implications of the strategies you are thinking about implementing. What are the potential consequences of your decisions? If you choose to adopt a calendar system, think about how this will affect your daily routine. Will it require an initial investment of time? Will it lead to improved efficiency in the long run? Understanding the implications helps you weigh the pros and cons of your options. Sarah understood that implementing a new calendar system would require an initial investment of time to set up and adjust. However, she believed it would lead to long-term efficiency and reduce stress. As you analyze your challenge, take into account different points of view. Seek feedback from others who may have faced similar issues. For example, ask a colleague how they manage their time effectively. This perspective can provide valuable insights that you might not have considered on your own. Sarah reached out to a mentor who had successfully managed multiple projects. Her mentor shared strategies that included prioritizing tasks based on deadlines and breaking larger projects into smaller, manageable tasks. Lastly, explore the concepts that underpin your thinking about the challenge. What theories or ideas inform your understanding of time management? Familiarizing yourself with concepts like prioritization, goal setting, and task batching can enrich your analysis and provide additional tools for addressing your challenge. Sarah studied concepts like the Eisenhower matrix, which helps prioritize tasks based on urgency and importance. This framework allowed her to categorize her tasks effectively. After you have gone through these steps, take a moment to summarize your findings. Write down the strategies you plan to implement based on your analysis. For example, your summary for the time management challenge might include strategies like using a digital calendar, setting specific daily goals, and blocking out time for focused work. Sarah summarized her findings as follows. I will use a digital calendar, delegate tasks when possible, and prioritize my work using the Eisenhower matrix to improve my time management. Remember, the key to applying the elements of thought framework is practice. The more you engage with this structured approach, the more skilled you will become at analyzing challenges and enhancing your critical thinking. Incorporate these exercises into your daily routine, and you will likely notice improvements in your decision-making and problem-solving abilities. As you continue to refine your thinking skills, the next chapter will introduce universal intellectual standards. These standards will help you evaluate the quality of your reasoning and ensure that your conclusions are well-founded and reliable. Chapter 5: Universal Intellectual Standards. Are you thinking clearly? This question may seem simple, yet it carries profound implications. In our daily lives, we often face choices, dilemmas, and discussions that require careful thought. How can we judge the quality of our reasoning? One effective approach is to apply universal intellectual standards. These standards help us evaluate our thoughts and improve our decision-making. Consider a situation where someone is trying to persuade their friends to support a particular political candidate. They present a mix of facts, opinions, and emotional appeals. However, without a clear structure to their arguments, the audience may find it challenging to grasp the main points. This example illustrates the need for clarity in reasoning. As we delve deeper into this chapter, we will explore 4 key standards: clarity, relevance, depth, and logic. By understanding and applying these standards, you will learn to enhance your thinking processes and make more informed choices in your life. Let's explore how these concepts can transform your decision-making abilities. Are you thinking clearly? This question may seem simple, yet it carries profound implications. In our daily lives, we often face choices, dilemmas, and discussions that require careful thought. How can we judge the quality of our reasoning? One effective approach is to apply universal intellectual standards. These standards help us evaluate our thoughts and improve our decision-making. Consider a situation where someone is trying to persuade their friends to support a particular political candidate. They present a mix of facts, opinions, and emotional appeals. However, without a clear structure to their arguments, the audience may find it challenging to grasp the main points. This example illustrates the need for clarity in reasoning. As we delve deeper into this chapter, we will explore 4 key standards: clarity, relevance, depth, and logic. By understanding and applying these standards, you will learn to enhance your thinking processes and make more informed choices in your life. Let's explore how these concepts can transform your decision-making abilities. Now that we have explored the universal intellectual standards, it is time to apply these concepts to our daily reasoning. Understanding how to evaluate our thoughts using clarity, relevance, depth, and logic can profoundly impact our decision-making processes. This section will offer practical tools and a checklist to help you implement these standards effectively. To begin, let's introduce a simple checklist for applying the universal intellectual standards to your reasoning. This checklist can be used in discussions, writing, or any situation where you need to think critically. Here are 4 key questions to ask yourself. 1. Is my thinking clear? Assess whether your ideas are easy to understand. Are you using simple language? Have you avoided jargon? If you are unsure, ask a friend or colleague to listen to your explanation and see if they can follow along. If they cannot, it may be time to revise your message for clarity. 2. Is my information relevant? Consider if the facts and examples you are using directly relate to the topic. Are you straying off course with unrelated information? If you find that your argument contains unnecessary details, it may be wise to remove them to maintain focus on the main point. 3. Am I considering depth? Reflect on whether you are addressing the complexities of the issue. Have you explored different perspectives? For instance, if you are discussing a community project, think about the various stakeholders involved. Delving into these complexities can lead to more effective solutions and a deeper understanding of the topic. 4. Is my reasoning logical? Finally, evaluate whether your conclusions follow logically from your premises. Are you making valid inferences? If you are unsure, consider if your reasoning holds up under scrutiny. Logic helps ensure that your conclusions are sound and justifiable. Incorporating this checklist into your daily life can improve your critical thinking skills. You can use it in various situations, such as preparing for a meeting, writing a report, or having a discussion with friends. By consistently applying these standards, you will become more adept at identifying weaknesses in your reasoning and strengthening your arguments. Adopting these universal intellectual standards can lead to significant improvements in your personal and professional life. For example, consider a scenario where a team is brainstorming ideas for a new marketing campaign. If team members apply clarity, they will express their ideas in ways that everyone can understand. By focusing on relevance, they can ensure that all proposed ideas align with the campaign's objectives. Encouraging depth will lead to richer discussions that consider customer needs and market trends. Finally, applying logic will help the team evaluate which ideas are feasible and effective. In contrast, a team that does not use these standards may struggle with miscommunication and unproductive debates. For instance, if team members are unclear in their communication or bring irrelevant ideas to the table, the brainstorming session could devolve into confusion. This highlights the importance of consistently applying these standards to enhance teamwork and collaboration. Moreover, adopting universal intellectual standards extends beyond professional settings. In personal relationships, using clarity can help prevent misunderstandings. When discussing sensitive topics, expressing your thoughts clearly and directly can foster better communication and connection. Relevance ensures that conversations stay on track and focus on the issues that matter. Depth encourages us to consider each other's perspectives, fostering empathy and understanding. Lastly, logic helps us navigate disagreements rationally and respectfully. As we conclude this chapter, we will transition to the next one, which will focus on overcoming cognitive biases. Understanding and applying universal intellectual standards is essential for improving critical thinking. However, we must also recognize the cognitive biases that can cloud our judgment. By being aware of these biases, we can enhance our reasoning and make more informed decisions. Chapter 6. Overcoming cognitive biases. When it comes to thinking critically, it is essential to recognize the dangers of cognitive biases. These biases can lead us to make poor decisions that impact our lives and the lives of those around us. To illustrate this point, let's look at some extreme cases where cognitive biases played a significant role. One infamous example is the decision-making process leading up to the 2008 financial crisis. Many financial experts and institutions failed to see the warning signs due to overconfidence bias. They believed their models could predict the future accurately, which led to reckless lending practices and risky investments. As a result, when the housing market collapsed, it caused a global financial meltdown that affected millions of people. This situation highlights how overconfidence in our judgments can lead to disastrous consequences. Another striking case is the Challenger space shuttle disaster in 1986. Engineers at NASA had concerns about the O-ring seals in cold weather but ultimately dismissed their worries due to groupthink. The team wanted to present a united front and not seem negative about the launch. Their decision to ignore dissenting opinions led to the tragic explosion shortly after liftoff, killing all 7 crew members. This example demonstrates how cognitive biases, like groupthink, can suppress critical voices and result in catastrophic outcomes. In everyday life, cognitive biases can influence smaller yet significant decisions as well. For instance, confirmation bias often leads people to seek information that supports their existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. This can be seen in political debates, where individuals only consume news that aligns with their views. Such behavior fosters division and hinders productive discussions. By recognizing confirmation bias, individuals can challenge their beliefs and engage in more open-minded conversations. These extreme cases serve as cautionary tales about the impact of cognitive biases. They remind us that our thinking can be clouded by irrational beliefs and social pressures, leading us to make poor choices. To navigate the complexities of decision-making, it is crucial to be aware of these biases and work towards overcoming them. Cognitive biases are systematic patterns of deviation from norm or rationality in judgment. They influence how we perceive the world, make decisions, and ultimately shape our beliefs and actions. Understanding these biases is crucial for enhancing our critical thinking skills and avoiding poor choices. One common cognitive bias is the availability heuristic. This bias occurs when we rely on immediate examples that come to mind when evaluating a situation. For instance, if we frequently hear about airplane accidents in the news, we may overestimate the risks of flying, even though statistics show that it is one of the safest modes of transportation. By relying on memorable instances rather than factual data, we can make irrational judgments. Another prevalent bias is the anchoring effect. This occurs when we give disproportionate weight to the first piece of information we receive, influencing subsequent decisions. For example, if a car is initially listed for $30,000 and is then offered at $25,000, we may perceive it as a good deal. However, if we had initially learned that similar cars were selling for $20,000, our perception of the deal would change. This bias can affect our negotiations and lead to suboptimal decisions if we are not careful to consider all relevant information. The bandwagon effect is yet another bias that can distort our thinking. This phenomenon occurs when individuals adopt beliefs or behaviors because they perceive that many others are doing the same. For example, in a workplace, if most employees believe a certain project is a good idea, even a skeptical employee might support it just to fit in. This tendency can stifle innovation and critical discussion, leading to decisions that may not be in the best interest of the team or organization. Confirmation bias, as previously mentioned, is a significant barrier to critical thinking. It leads individuals to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs while disregarding evidence that contradicts them. This bias is particularly evident in social media, where algorithms tailor content to users' preferences, creating echo chambers that reinforce preconceived notions. To combat confirmation bias, one must actively seek diverse perspectives and challenge personal assumptions. Research supports the notion that cognitive biases can distort our thinking. A study published in the journal Psychological Bulletin found that people often make decisions based on cognitive shortcuts rather than logical reasoning. This reliance on heuristics can lead to significant errors in judgment, especially in high-stakes situations. Being aware of these biases allows us to question our thought processes and strive for a more balanced perspective. Recognizing these cognitive biases is the first step towards overcoming them. By understanding how they affect our thinking, we can take proactive measures to improve our decision-making. This awareness enables us to pause, reflect, and consider alternative viewpoints before reaching conclusions. Overcoming cognitive biases requires awareness and active engagement. By implementing specific strategies, we can improve our decision-making and enhance our critical thinking skills. Here are some practical exercises and tools to help recognize and counteract cognitive biases in daily life. One effective strategy is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness encourages us to slow down and pay attention to our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By being mindful, we can become more aware of our automatic responses and the biases that may influence them. For example, when making a significant decision, take a moment to pause and reflect on why you feel a certain way. Ask yourself if there might be an underlying bias at play. This pause allows you to approach the decision more thoughtfully. Another strategy is to seek feedback from others. Often, we are too close to our own thoughts and decisions to see them clearly. Sharing our ideas with trusted friends, family, or colleagues can provide new perspectives and highlight any biases we may not be aware of. For instance, if you are considering a major purchase, discussing it with someone who has a different viewpoint may help you see potential flaws in your reasoning. Engaging in open discussions can expose blind spots and promote a more balanced understanding. To further develop critical thinking skills, keeping a decision journal can be beneficial. This journal should document significant decisions, the thought process behind them, and the outcomes. Regularly reviewing past decisions helps identify patterns of thinking influenced by biases. For example, you may notice a tendency to rely too heavily on emotional responses or fall victim to confirmation bias. Recognizing these patterns allows you to make more conscious choices in the future. Engaging in critical thinking exercises can also be helpful. These exercises can range from simple thought experiments to analyzing real-life scenarios. For instance, consider a recent news article or report. Analyze it using a list of cognitive biases, identifying which biases may have influenced the reporting or your interpretation. This practice not only sharpens your critical thinking skills, but also enhances your ability to spot biases in information presented to you. Creating a checklist of common cognitive biases can serve as a valuable tool in your decision-making process. Before making important choices, refer to this checklist to remind yourself of potential biases you might encounter. For instance, ask yourself, am I being influenced by the availability heuristic? Am I falling prey to the bandwagon effect? Having this list readily available can help you maintain a more objective perspective. Finally, embracing a growth mindset is crucial in overcoming cognitive biases. A growth mindset encourages individuals to view challenges as opportunities for learning and improvement. By acknowledging that we all have biases and that overcoming them is a skill we can develop, we foster a more open and reflective attitude. This mindset encourages curiosity and a willingness to explore alternative viewpoints, ultimately leading to better decision-making. Overcoming cognitive biases enhances our critical thinking skills and improves our decision-making in all areas of life, from personal relationships to professional settings. By recognizing and addressing these biases, we become more thoughtful, informed individuals capable of navigating complex situations with greater clarity and insight. Chapter 7. The role of reflection. When was the last time you took a moment to reflect on your decisions? In our fast-paced world, we often rush from one task to the next, rarely pausing to consider our choices and their implications. Yet, self-reflection is a powerful tool that can greatly enhance our critical thinking abilities. By taking the time to evaluate our thoughts, decisions, and actions, we open ourselves up to deeper insights and more informed conclusions. Reflection is not just about thinking back on our past. It involves a structured process of considering what we have experienced, what we have learned, and how we can apply that knowledge in the future. This practice allows us to examine our motivations, assess the effectiveness of our decisions, and understand the impact of our actions on ourselves and others. Engaging in self-reflection encourages us to think critically about our beliefs and assumptions, making it easier to identify biases and improve our reasoning. Studies have shown that individuals who regularly practice self-reflection tend to make better decisions. For instance, research indicates that professionals who engage in reflective practices report higher levels of job satisfaction and improved problem-solving skills. By analyzing their experiences, they can identify what strategies worked, what did not, and why. This insight helps them approach future challenges with greater confidence and competence. Moreover, reflection fosters a deeper understanding of our values and goals. When we reflect on our experiences, we can better align our actions with our personal beliefs. This alignment not only enhances our decision-making but also contributes to a greater sense of purpose in our lives. For example, someone who regularly reflects on their career choices may discover that they prioritize work-life balance over financial gain. This realization can lead them to pursue opportunities that better fit their values, ultimately resulting in a more fulfilling career. Reflection is more than just a moment of pause. It is a structured process that can significantly enhance critical thinking skills. So how does reflection improve our ability to think critically? At its core, reflection encourages us to analyze our experiences, consider different perspectives, and draw connections between our actions and their outcomes. This process can be broken down into several key components. First, self-reflection requires us to pause and think critically about our thoughts and experiences. This involves asking ourselves important questions such as, what were my motivations for making a certain decision? What were the results of my actions? How did my beliefs influence my choices? By engaging with these questions, we can uncover assumptions and biases that may have clouded our judgment. For example, someone who reflects on a recent disagreement with a colleague may realize that their own biases influence their response, allowing them to approach similar situations with a more open mind in the future. Second, reflection helps us to gain a deeper understanding of our emotions and reactions. When we take the time to analyze why we feel a certain way about an experience, we can identify patterns in our thinking. For instance, if we often feel defensive when receiving feedback, reflecting on this reaction can reveal underlying insecurities or fears. Recognizing these emotions enables us to address them constructively, leading to healthier interactions and improved critical thinking. Research supports the idea that reflection enhances decision-making. Studies have found that people who engage in reflective practices are better at evaluating information and considering alternatives. For example, medical professionals who reflect on their clinical decisions are more likely to arrive at accurate diagnoses and effective treatment plans. This is because reflection encourages them to consider multiple perspectives and outcomes rather than relying solely on their initial impressions. Another important aspect of reflection is its role in developing metacognitive skills. Metacognition refers to our awareness of our own thinking processes. When we reflect on our reasoning, we can evaluate the effectiveness of our thought patterns. This self-awareness allows us to adjust our strategies for solving problems and making decisions. For example, if someone realizes that they frequently jump to conclusions without gathering enough information, they can consciously choose to slow down and gather more data before forming an opinion. Incorporating reflection into your daily life can lead to significant improvements in your critical thinking skills. Here are some practical techniques that you can start using today. 1. Journaling. One of the most effective ways to reflect is through journaling. Set aside a few minutes each day to write about your thoughts and experiences. You might consider prompts like, what went well today? What could I have done differently? How did I respond to challenges? This practice allows you to document your journey, recognize patterns in your behavior, and gain insights into your thinking process. 2. Daily review. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review what happened. Ask yourself what decisions you made and what you learned from those experiences. This practice helps reinforce the lessons learned and prepares you for similar situations in the future. You can create a simple checklist to guide your review, focusing on key aspects of your day, such as your interactions with others, your reactions to stress, and any successes or challenges. 3. Mindfulness and meditation. Engaging in mindfulness or meditation can enhance your ability to reflect. These practices encourage you to focus on the present moment and observe your thoughts without judgment. By becoming more aware of your thought patterns, you can better understand how your mind works. This awareness can lead to deeper insights during your reflective practices. 4. Feedback conversations. Seek feedback from trusted friends or colleagues about your decisions and behaviors. Constructive feedback can provide new perspectives that you may not have considered. When receiving feedback, approach it with an open mind and reflect on how it can help you improve. This practice not only fosters growth but also strengthens relationships. 5. Set reflection goals. Just like any other skill, reflection can be improved with specific goals. Set aside time each week to focus on your reflection practice. You might aim to identify 1 or 2 key insights from your experiences each week. This can create a sense of accountability and motivate you to engage more deeply with the reflection process. 6. Utilize technology. Consider using apps or digital tools designed for reflective practices. Many applications encourage daily check-ins, journaling, or mood tracking. These tools can help you stay organized and committed to your reflection goals. 7. Group reflection. Sometimes reflecting in a group can lead to deeper insights. Consider joining a group that focuses on personal or professional development. Sharing your experiences and learning from others can enhance your understanding and encourage different perspectives on critical thinking. By incorporating these techniques into your daily routine, you can make reflection a natural part of your life. Regular reflection not only enhances your critical thinking but also fosters personal growth. As you become more skilled at reflecting on your experiences, you will find yourself making better decisions and navigating life's challenges with greater ease. As you embrace the power of reflection, remember that critical thinking is a lifelong journey. The more you practice, the better equipped you will be to face new challenges and opportunities. Reflection encourages continuous improvement, helping you evolve and adapt as you grow. Conclusion: your journey to mastering critical thinking. As we come to the end of this book, let us take a moment to recap the core messages we have explored together. The journey to mastering critical thinking is not just about learning concepts, but also about applying them in everyday life. Throughout this book, we have delved into various aspects of critical thinking, from understanding its importance to recognizing cognitive biases and the role of reflection. We started by discussing the foundation of critical thinking, what it is and why it matters. Critical thinking is more than just a skill. It is a way of thinking that allows you to analyze information, question assumptions, and make informed decisions. We explored how critical thinking can empower you to navigate life's challenges, improve your decision-making, and enhance your personal and professional relationships. We then examined the common cognitive biases that can distort our thinking. By recognizing these biases, we can learn to question our judgments and decisions. We discussed strategies for overcoming these biases, emphasizing the importance of self-awareness and open-mindedness in the critical thinking process. You learned that being aware of these mental traps is the first step toward avoiding them and making more rational choices. Next, we explored the significance of reflection in critical thinking. Reflection is a powerful tool that allows you to assess your experiences, thoughts, and decisions. We shared practical techniques to incorporate reflection into your daily routine, such as journaling, mindfulness, and seeking feedback. By making reflection a habit, you can continually enhance your critical thinking abilities and foster personal growth. In this final section, I want to emphasize the importance of putting what you have learned into practice. Knowledge without action is like a ship without a sail. It may look good but goes nowhere. It is essential to actively implement the strategies you have acquired throughout this book. Start small. Choose one or two techniques that resonate with you and begin to incorporate them into your daily life. Whether it's setting aside time for reflection, journaling your thoughts, or challenging your assumptions, every step you take brings you closer to becoming a more effective critical thinker. Consider sharing what you have learned with others. Engaging in discussions about critical thinking can deepen your understanding and encourage others to embark on their journey of self-improvement. Together, we can create a community that values analytical thinking and reflective practice. As you continue on this path, remember that mastering critical thinking is a lifelong journey. It requires dedication, practice, and a willingness to embrace challenges. There will be times when you stumble or find yourself caught in old habits. This is part of the process. Embrace these moments as opportunities for growth and learning. Critical thinking is not just a set of skills. It is a mindset that can transform the way you perceive the world. It allows you to question the status quo, challenge your beliefs, and seek deeper understanding. The more you practice critical thinking, the more equipped you will be to tackle complex issues, make informed choices, and navigate the uncertainties of life. In closing, I want to leave you with an inspiring thought. The ability to think critically is not just a skill. It is a powerful tool for transformation. It empowers you to take charge of your life, make informed decisions, and contribute positively to the world around you. As you embark on this journey of mastering critical thinking, remember that you have the potential to create meaningful change in your life and the lives of others. Embrace this power and let it guide you as you navigate the complexities of life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I wish you all the best as you continue to cultivate your critical thinking skills and explore the possibilities that lie ahead.